And I know Japanese people like to bow. Like when they bow all the way down. You want to demonstrate?
They don't really do that nowadays.
So they go like this.
Okay, again, that's stereotype.
And then Chinese people just nod their head when they say hi. That's how they say ni hao. And then when they say thank you, don't they say, if you have to say it to an elder, you have to say, arigatou gozaimasu. Please tell me what you love most about Australia.
Definitely the food and my friends over there. I still have my godfather and mother live in Australia, Sydney.
Can you recommend 3 of the most favorite places you love to go visit in Australia?
Well, there's a lot, but I think the most well known is Alice Springs. Alice Springs, which is in the middle of the desert. We call it the belly bottom of the earth. So it's right in the center of our Earth, the planet. And Cairns is quite like.
Can you tell us what region is located in, New South Wales, or what city?
It's right at the center of Australia. And Cairns, which you can do scuba diving and.
Where's Cairns located?
It's in Brisbane. The coral and the view there is just superb. And the city that I grew up, which was Sydney, I think the Darling Harbour, where the Opera House is located.
Sydney Opera House.
Yeah, and the Harbour Bridge.
Would definitely recommend the opera.
Yeah, this area is it's quite nice.
Yeah, wow.
And I don't know if you guys noticed or not, the movie Matrix was actually shot in Sydney. So yeah, if you're a fan of Matrix, you can sort of walk around Sydney and find if you recognize the place or not.
Wow, that's amazing. And actually something worth noting is I have a friend that actually worked in the film industry, and she was able to meet the main character of Matrix, Keanu Reeves.
Okay.
Matrix, yeah. 我会等下可以给你看照片。
Cool.
因为他是他的专业，很厉害。他还认识那个 Stanley。
Stanley
Yeah.
from Marvel Comics.
The comic books.
Yeah.
Please tell us what you love most about Australia.
The food there is just good because it's just like US. It's multicultural.
Hey everyone, so Tim right here, he's a travel expert and he has been living in Australia. He grew up in Australia, so he's a Taiwanese Australian. So he's here to recommend us one of the most amazing Australian cuisines. So let's go check it out.
Okay, this will be on my top list. Meat pie is what I miss the most. When I was living in Australia, I used to have five of these a day. Yeah.
For them 20, yeah, it's called For them 20 Angus beef pie.
And you can get this in Costco, so yeah.
So how does this work? Do you take it out of the oven and then you pretty much...
You microwave this for 2 minutes and then you put it in the oven for another 3 minutes just to get the crisps on the top. So inside is actually beef stew.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I think this is a well-known, I wouldn't say a meal, but sort of like a street food or snacks.
Yeah, it's like a light snack. And then after that, you can totally taste it, right? There's stuffing inside.
Beef stew.
Okay, wow.
Okay.
Sounds delicious. And definitely have to try this out someday.
Okay, and another variation of this meat pie, the pie is we call potato pie. The stuffing is still the same. And the pastry is still the same, but what's different is on the top. They have a sort of like mashed potato on the top.
Yeah, you guys definitely have to go check out these very delicious Aussie cuisines.
The window breaks down a long dark street, and a siren wails in the night. But I'm alright, 'cause I have you here with me, and I can almost see through the dark there is light. If you knew how happy you are making me, oh, I never thought I'd love anyone so much. Feels like home to me. feels like home to me. Feels like I'm all the way back where I belong.
Tim would like to share some of the advantages you get from living in two different countries.
As an Asian or Taiwanese in Australia, of course you have to suffer a little bit about the culture shock and how the living style is so different between Taiwan and Australia. What's good about it is it allows you to learn quite a few different languages in your listening. And besides that, by knowing two cultures sort of brings a lot of advantages on me is well, if I go travel somewhere or I talk to an Australian or American, I can sort of understand the way they think because the mindset is different, right?
Yeah, how are they different?
Yeah.
Please share with us.
Yeah, Western and like us Asians, though we can sort of get around or about like some kind of ideas from movie or films or TVs, but you don't fully understand it until you actually live in that environment for quite some time. Okay.
Most definitely.
For example, like a lot of times people will say that they found Japanese culture most easy to understand or we're actually quite close, but actually it's not. Because well, I'm living with a Japanese for like 24/7. So yeah, our early years, I mean during our marriage, like it was okay. But then the longer that we spend time together, the more we find out the difference. The difference is always there.
So what are some of the differences?
We have different kind of mindsets on manners or like let's say table manners.
Yeah.
You know how Taiwan is very generous and kind in some way.
Yeah.
So
very hospitable.
Yeah. But like if you're from Germany or if you're from somewhere like Europe, you'll find it sort of like awkward sometimes. Like this is private and this is nothing to do with you. So sometimes they ask, oh, where are you going? Have you had food? Yeah,
But they ask us something.
Yeah, they ask a lot of that. But for me, as a Taiwanese, I can understand that fully. For Japanese, maybe not. Let's say neighbors will give out foods, handmade foods.
And I know Japanese people like to bow. Like when they bow all the way down. You want to demonstrate?
They don't really do that nowadays. Like not.
So they go like this.
Okay. Again, that's stereotype.
wait, maybe the camera can't see it like this. And then Chinese people just nod their head when they say hi. That's how they say ni hao. And then when they say thank you, don't they say, if you have to say it to an elder, you have to say arigatou gozaimasu. But then if it's just to your friend like me and you, just arigatou.
Yeah. I mean, most of that is from like working environment. Okay. Private wise, if you're actually talking to your parents, you don't go to that. You don't go to that extreme. But,
just arigato.
Or maybe just thanks. They use thank you as well.
Oh,
that's also part of Japanese language.
So there's a lot of things we don't know about Japanese people. Some insights that you give us.
Yeah. Okay. And whether you believe it or not, it's actually quite the same in Korea as well. Like a very similar culture and their language structure is quite similar too. I guess that's why I could understand Korean language when I like within like a month time because the sentence structure is pretty much the same and they share like common phrases. Like I said earlier before, how they got influences from Chinese a long time ago.
And you said you're kind of trying to tell us that you get the best of both worlds, the Western world and the Asian society as well.
I wouldn't say best, but it gets me around. Like it's easier for you to sort of communicate with both and sort of find out to find the perfect balance for both. Because like if two sides have to insist on their demands or the way they do things, it would never work out. Yeah. So.
And at number 3, Great Barrier Reef. See it while you still can. Climate change is bleaching the colour out of the world's largest coral reef system, which stretches 2,300 kilometres along the sunny Queensland coast. But there are still plenty of dive sites where you can snorkel the warm water to see brilliant coral and amazing marine life. Visit the lush Daintree rainforest, the remarkable Fraser Island, and the serene Whitsunday Islands while you're in tropical North Queensland too. Number 2. Melbourne. The country's second largest metropolis can't match Sydney's sand or sunshine, but Melbourne makes up for it with coffee, culture, food and sport. The Victorian capital is Australia's most cosmopolitan city, made up of moody laneways lined with urban art and hole-in-the-wall cafes, arty boutiques and galleries, a progressive dining scene and sport. Lots and lots of sport. And at number 1, Sydney. Australia's biggest city is most international visitors' gateway into the country, and the sparkling Sydney Harbour provides a spectacular welcome mat. You can't miss Sydney's 2 iconic landmarks, the Harbour Bridge and the Opera House. But there's no doubt that the harbour city's main attraction is its gorgeous beaches, including Bondi and Coogee in the eastern suburbs and Manly on the northern beaches.
So what are some traveling advice you would like to share with our audience if they want to go visit Australia in the future?
Get your Australian dollars ready. Well, I'm a no planner when it comes to travel. It's basically I just go for work. But like I said, you can ask friends, or you can check on YouTube and see what intrigues you to go and see. For me, I definitely recommend the Harbour Bridge, the Rocks, Alice Springs, Cairns, Queensland. If you like surfing, there's a Gold Coast.
Yeah, that's something for my husband.
Yeah.
He loves surfing.
Okay. Yeah. Food-wise, I don't see that much difference in between the States and Australia, because it's both like multicultural, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, wow. Thank you so much for sharing your traveling experience with us.
You're welcome. We call it the pillar bottom of the Earth. So it's right in the center of our Earth, the planet. And Cairns is quite like.
Can you tell us like what region it's located in, like New South Wales, or what city?
Wow.
Number 1 is
Alice Springs is right in the middle. I have to check. Sorry, I've been away for too long. And it's right at the center of Australia. And Cairns, which you can do scuba diving and.
Where's Cairns located?
Cairns is located at I think.
Also, please tell us what you love most about Australia.
The food there is just good, because it's just like US. It's multicultural. So we have.
What kind of food do you recommend to our audience?
If you go like, I'm not that.
You're not a foodie?
I'm sort of a foodie, but I'm not like during that time in Australia, I'm not financially. Financial wise, it doesn't allow me to go and to sort of try the Michelin foods or things like that. But I'll say meat pie or sausage roll, which is common with British. Okay.
So yeah.
我们这个可能可以重新来，可以再问我一次。去多少？
我就想让你们讲到泰国，就想我有没有正好有澳洲的名派啊？
没有在。
对，我想说我们聊天就好了。
真的超好笑的。
没关系啊，
没关系，阿姨很厉害，阿姨进来好了，阿姨也可以聊。
没有，我听到你，我随时支援你们。
谢谢。
好，你再问一次啊。
你刚没做什么功课。